Welcome back, everyone, to Recruiting Thursday here on the Westmoreland Sports Network for another recruiting profile on another Westmoreland County student athlete who has decided to play sports at the collegiate level. And today we are joined by Penn-Trafford senior basketball player and recent Edinboro commit, Maura Suman. Maura, first off, congratulations on your recent commitment. Thanks for joining us today. And also, how does it feel to finally make that decision?
Thank you, Jack. It feels awesome. I feel like a little bit of a weight is taken off my shoulders just through this whole recruiting process, but I'm so excited to have committed earlier this week. So I think it's just an awesome feeling that I'm going to, enjoy right now in the moment. So.
Absolutely. Well, you definitely should. You definitely should enjoy. You had a great season on the hardwood, and we'll dive into all of that. But I want to first start off with why Edinboro? Why did you decide to go to Edinboro? And also, what will you be majoring in there?
Yeah, so it was a long recruiting process. Went to a lot of schools, visited some. Went through a lot of respectful coaches that I was grateful to meet and learn their programs. But I think Edinboro was the right fit, just right from the bat, because the coaches, I absolutely love the coaches. I love with the team. I got to play with them, have lunch with them, and I felt like a connection with them right away. And I thought it was definitely a good fit. I feel like the coaches there, it's more than just basketball. They teach you about a family. It's more than a team. It's a family that you are building there over your 4 years, and they follow a certain set of pillars, trust, and so many different things that you have to have before you step onto that court with each other. So I really like that about them. And then my major, I'm going to go into physical therapy, and I'm going to try to specialize in pediatric rehabilitation.
Very nice. Well, very, very good. Very, very good. And obviously that's an important thing, right? Having a program where you feel comfortable outside of just playing, because if you look at it, a team, wherever you're going to be going, it's going to be a place where you're spending the next 4 years of your life, and you want to make sure that it's the right place for you. How hard was this decision down the stretch of you making that choice? And also, were you wavering back and forth between any other schools?
Yeah, it was not an easy decision. Just like I said before, there were a lot of coaches that I really liked, and I really liked many things about other programs, but I think Edinboro kind of wrapped it up and had, mostly the best thing for my fit. But I had it narrowed down to a couple. I started with kind of a wide range, and then started to narrow it down from like 5 to maybe 3, and then top 2. But UPJ was definitely a big one, Cal, Seton Hill. So a lot of the people.
Well, it's great that you obviously found where you wanted to go for the next 4 years, right? I think that's the important thing, being able to find that. Now, I want to dive into this year because you guys had a really, really good year on the hardwood. You guys actually finished out the season on a really, really nice stretch, winning 6 of your last 7 regular season games. What started clicking for you guys towards the end of the year?
We just knew that we had to come out and fight every game. No game was something that we could take off. It was not a night that we could just go out there and, play at, minimum pace or whatever it was. We had to go out there and fight every day. And our coaches just said, you got to play for everything you have, really. And I just thought, it's my senior year. I really need to get this team together. And I think I reminded them of, don't take any moment for granted, because these 4 years go by in, the blink of an eye. So I think we kind of realized that we had to give it everything. And we did. We battled to the end of every game.
Well, you guys definitely put it together, because the beginning of the season was a very different kind of outcome than the end of the season. At what point do you feel things kind of started to turn for the better for you guys? I mean, what point of that early part of the season when you guys were struggling did you feel things started to get a little bit better?
Yeah, I think after our holiday tournament, things started to click. We always have our PT holiday tournament. And I think up until that point, we had a bit of a rough run, and we knew that, the coaches knew that, and we just knew that we had to fix it. We weren't going to go through a whole season like that. But, I think after that holiday tournament was definitely something when we realized, something's got to change, and we changed it.
Yeah, I remember talking with your coach, John Janikis, about the beginning of the season, and he was often reminding me, hey, listen, I've been telling people this is a good group. We just haven't been able to knock down shots. We haven't been able to do what we need to do, but this is a good team, and he was very well right on that. And you also had, in addition to just your incredible season overall, you had a historic season. You set the school record for most steals in a career against Butler in a win, and I want to hear a little bit about that play. What did you see on that defensive play? I mean, what made you want to go for that gamble?
Yeah, I was reminded of my, the steal record at the beginning of the season, but I honestly didn't think about it. But I think just anticipating the next pass of every team in that Butler game, I knew it was a big game for us. We definitely had to win that one, and we came out with the win. But I think I anticipated passes a lot in that game, and I read the court pretty well, so I was happy to do that. But I think I just I wanted to push myself on the defensive end because defense wins games in my mind, and there's never really an off night on that end of the court. So.
Do you feel at times that your defensive side of the ball, because you do such a great job offensively, I feel like some people might forget how good of a defensive player you are. Do you feel that sometimes that kind of falls to the wayside and people forget about that?
Maybe a little bit. Yeah. I mean, I definitely think that I can prove myself on the defensive end, but yeah, I mean, some people might not see it, but as long as I, can turn the defensive end, ability to score on the offensive side, I think, it comes out, it can show very well. So.
Yeah, defense to offense. I say that all the time. It's a very important factor. And I actually do want to discuss a game that you guys had at home against Norwin. A wild finish. We were on hand for it. We broadcasted it, and it was an incredible finish. You actually sealed the deal with a game-winning steal, if you will, if that's how it would be described. And I just felt like it was a very fitting moment for just how your season has been, and obviously with you recently breaking the steals record. Talk a little bit about that game, because that was a crucial win for you guys that you guys needed down the stretch of the season.
Yeah, that was another big win for us. So it was very exciting. A lot of people ask me, like, did you think about, like, should you steal that or not? But it wasn't really something I thought about. It was just in the moment. I kind of just went for it. It was kind of a natural attack. And, thankfully I got it without a foul or anything. But I think it was just a natural thing because I go for it on the defensive end. And, I'm happy with that instinct I had right away. So I think it was helpful, and it kind of sealed the deal. So big win for us.
Yeah, huge win. I mean, that was a big play down the stretch. And again, like you said, a much needed win for you guys. But I want to get into the impact that your mom has had on your basketball career. A tremendous player at IUP, over 1,000 points in her career, just a tremendous, tremendous career. Talk a little bit about the impact that she's had on your career and just in basketball for you.
I mean, it's honestly something I can't even describe. The impact she's made in my life is it's huge. I always joke with her, it's hard to live in your shadow. I always tell her that, just because she had such a big role when she was on the court, and, still coaching to this day, she makes an impact in so many players' lives and not just mine. And so many people can see that. But in my life, she's been there like every practice, pretty much every game. She's never missed it, and that's something I'm so thankful for. But she's always pushed me. She's never let me settle for anything less than my best, and she pushes me every day. And I think it's the grit that she teaches me about, and obviously that defensive end that wins games. It's every little thing, every little detail to my package for the game. It's been because of her. So I definitely thank her for that every day.
Now, someone like herself who has been through the recruiting process, I'm sure that she had a good bit of advice to share with you. What kind of advice did she share with you about handling all of the outside, attention that you would be getting about college coaches, but then also having a senior year in front of you to still play?
Yeah, she told me to trust the process and be patient. I think a lot of kids these days jump at, first offer they see, but she definitely told me to be patient. But I think she wanted me to focus on proving myself my senior year, and then focusing on the college aspect of life, and moving on to the recruiting. But she didn't want the recruiting process to stand in the way of my senior season. And, I don't think it did, but she reminded me every day just to be patient with it and, trust what happens, because everything is going to happen for a reason.
I think it's smart that you kind of put the recruiting process, not necessarily the process, but the decision towards the end of the season, right? You were able to kind of allow yourself to focus on that last senior year and not have that kind of uncertainty hovering around your head over and over again every single day. So I think that was a smart move on your part. Now, what kind of advice has she given you about getting ready to play at the collegiate level?
She says, she always talks about how these are going to be some of the best years of my life, but she always tells me that I'm going to need to work. She reminds me that it's not gonna be easy, but it's definitely something I can prove myself, prove to the coaches, prove to the team. And she always tells me that, she trusts in me. So if I believe enough in myself, I'll do whatever I want to do out there on the court. So she just tells me to never really leave anything behind and regret anything.
Well, it's a great advice to live by. I mean, truly is. You definitely don't want to go through life with regrets. And I think that is a very important thing that she shares with you. Now, getting ready for obviously next year, you're wrapping up your senior year now, but then you're going to have the summer ahead of you to get ready for your freshman year at Edinboro. What is something that you're going to be planning on working on or trying to perfect, if you will, in your game heading into next year?
I think, honestly, just getting stronger is a big thing for, the jump from high school to collegiate ball. But I think my shooting, just going to keep getting shots up every day in the gym and be as consistent as I can. I think that's a big thing. But I'll touch on every part of my game, but definitely my shooting, I want to try to stay consistent with and, get as many shots up this summer as possible to be ready for my freshman year.
Well, you definitely sound like you've got quite the work ethic for getting into college basketball, because that is, a very big aspect of it. Maura, you've been awesome to have today. Before I let you go, one final question. I just want to hear, what are you most excited about heading into college?
I'm just ready for some college hoops. I'm ready for, people that love the game as much as I do, for, the competitiveness on the court every day. No game's going to be easy, so I'm ready for that, and I'm ready for my teammates to push me harder every day. So
Awesome. Well, hey, listen, congratulations on a huge senior year, an awesome decision, and good luck the rest of the way. We appreciate you joining us today on WSN on Recruiting Thursday.
thank you.